Welcome to G&T Sips and Giggles, one for the road. Join your lively hosts, Tina and Glenn, for a cheeky episode where we blend a splash of fun with a twist of humour. We're catching up and sharing all of the juicy details from the Girls Aloud concert in Belfast and tackling another listener's question in our Sip and Share. So, grab your favourite drink, settle in, and get ready for some sips, giggles, and good old times. Chin chin! Well, Lexi, how are you? It's been a while since I've seen you. Are you well?
I am absolutely marvellous, DJ Mushroom. How?
Do you know that my own mother has messaged me going, "What about you, Mushroom?"
Well, I have been waiting for quite a while to actually say that because I was thinking to myself, that obviously it's Tina Legs Tantrum, and I thought, why didn't I think of that before? We DJ Mushroom, push the button.
That's okay.
Do you know what I mean? You are looking marvellous, my darling.
Thank you very much, and it's good to see that you made an effort tonight again. Thank you so much.
Well, you know me, love. You know me. I just throw it on, a bit of slap, put my hair in a high pony, give me my hoops, clutch bag, thumper, get to bed, off I go, broom, broom. Definitely.
So, what have you been up to this week? What is happening? What is the biz?
Well, do you know what? Oh my word, my head, I am spinning. I am like Kylie Minogue this week, honest God, spinning around. Friday I was working, Saturday I was working, then I finished at 8, then I had to bomb it with Kitty down to Dublin to pick up my two friends who flew all the way over from Gran Canaria. Their plane was delayed by 2 hours, so we didn't get back to Belfast till 5 o'clock in the morning. Then we were up on Sunday at 7 a.m. and then I had to go to work at 2 o'clock, bring them with me. Show finished at 6, absolutely amazing, absolutely fantastic. 23 degrees outside, blue sky, went to a pub in the city centre, sat outside, drank a lot of pink gins, we had lots of sips and the giggles were just on fleek. And then we went home and got up on Monday morning, head still spinning, went to lovely Lockshore.
Oh, lovely.
That was gorgeous, I have to say.
Was the weather good? I can't.
No,
I was in the office on Monday.
Sure, we only get 2 to 3 days of the summer here in lovely Northern Ireland.
That's it. You've had your summer. Enjoy it.
Yeah, had your summer. See you later. And the girls, we went out on Monday night, as most of Northern.
Yes, myself included.
Yes,
we were out as
I
well.
spotted
on Monday night.
you.
Well, to be fair, I spotted you first.
You did.
We were seated at the Odyssey, and of course, for those people that have been living under a rock, Monday night indeed was
Girls Aloud.
Yes, after 12 years, Girls Aloud basically made their way back to Belfast, and they performed 2 shows. They done one on the Monday night, and they done one on the Tuesday. Although they were in Dublin a couple of nights before.
Yeah.
But we were seated, you were standing, and every time you were wearing your baseball cap, and every time you turned around, we thought you were looking at us. So we were standing, like waving, like, like one of those inflatable waving arm men things that you get.
Like a lunatic.
Pretty much.
And the best thing about it was Sammy and Kitty said to me, "Is Glenn here?" And I was like, "Yeah, he's here somewhere." And only by chance then did I turn and then I spotted you. And you were like, "Hey," and you text me about 4 or 5 times, but my phone was in my handbag and I was just too busy dancing and having a boogie. It was absolutely incredible.
But here, every gay in the land was out. Every gay in the land.
Here. And I couldn't believe that, it was nice to see everybody and they were all, "Hiya, Tina." And I was like, "Hiya, pet." I wouldn't move from that wee spot because for me, I just love to dance. I like a wee bit of boogie. And I just felt it was just amazing. But what was even nicer, there was a lot of older, like senior gays. I want to be politically correct when I say this, who looked absolutely fantastic. And it was what I also loved was seeing the younger generation who really maybe didn't get the do you remember when Girls Aloud were all put together?
Yes,
And then
yes.
they
That was
came
Pop
out.
Stars the Rivals.
Yes.
Yes. Uh-huh.
I was there. I was there with Davina when she put them all together. And I can tell you now, and then when they came out and the first track, Sound of the Underground, I was hooked.
Yeah.
And our Nadine. What about Nadine?
Oh, yes, back home. So
I
she
know.
was. Now, did you hear what Cheryl said to her on the Monday night?
I did. Gag.
For people who might want to hear what Cheryl said to Nadine, do you wanna do the honors?
Oh, the reason why we went from Dublin to Belfast is because Nadine doesn't need her passport.
She did. She did. And of course the entire place erupted. Now I have to say I've waited a very long time for Nadine to make light of that, because I have been to so many concerts that she's been performing at, and there's always some guy in the audience standing with a big sign that says, Nadine, I found your passport. And she never acknowledges it. Now, fun fact, on the Tuesday night, it wasn't brought up again, but she did say that she wasn't good with dates. So I think they're sort of maybe trying to make a bit of light out of it, but obviously I could imagine if she's hearing that every night for the entire length of the tour, it would be safe to say that they wouldn't be reforming after this tour. She'd have had enough of it. But of course, leave it to every gay in the land to be screaming, 15th of the 6th, making me a Gemini.
And the funny thing was, when she did touch on it halfway through the concert and she started to speak, and most people went, what she said?
It's true.
What is it?
It's
What'd
true.
she say? So I only hate her here. And I was like, okay, yeah. And then it got to the I will be 16 forever.
Yeah.
And I thought happy days, and everybody went absolutely ballistic. But you know what? It's very important that when something like that happens to a person, whether it be on national television, in front of a classroom, an assembly hall, or in a supermarket, embrace it.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Embrace it.
She could, I mean, Mel B was another one. She was parodied quite a bit, and she totally lent, and this is just, of course, my opinion. I think she lent into that and totally embraced the craziness of what people were saying about her, because if you're laughing at yourself, well, there's no offense then, like you're sort of part of the joke, then it becomes a joke rather than it sort of being used against you. Do you know that way?
Oh, I totally agree. I mean, I just love laughing at myself morning, noon and night, and that's obviously my invite, is that when I go to a show and I'm up there, I will make fun of myself first, which is my open invitation for everybody else to laugh with me and at me. And I couldn't care less.
I agree.
And I think carrying that with me all these years has obviously been very lucky with me, because if you remember way back in the day, I was a curvy girl. Now I carried a few pounds, let me tell you. And because I embraced my curves, and I still don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care see, as long as a person's happy, maybe they a size 0 or a size 90. See, if you're happy, you fire on.
Speaking of size zeros,
yes,
how amazing did they all look, by the way?
Wow.
Didn't they look like sensational?
Yeah.
Absolutely sensational.
They really, do you know what actually I really loved? The way they were having bits of giggles with one another.
Mm-hmm.
They were kind of nudging each other as if to say, sure, a bit now.
Didn't feel forced.
No.
It's weird, obviously knowing the history of how they all sort of fallen out, and like you thought you would probably, I certainly was looking out for those kind of awkward moments where, are they really friends again? Are they just sort of doing it for... But I certainly felt that there were moments that were just genuine silliness and fun. It wasn't forced.
Sorry to cut in, DJ Mushroom. I want you all, please, if you don't mind, get onto our WhatsApp, get onto our website, get onto all our links, and if you agree with Tina that Glenn should be now known as DJ Mushroom, please send in.
So you'll find all of the ways of getting in touch with us in the description for this episode. So just go onto your phone. If you just have a look in there, you'll find our Instagram handle. We've put a link in there. We've also put in our email address, and you can also link to our WhatsApp as well. So we'd love to hear from you and hear your thoughts and feedback.
DJ Mushroom, DJ Mushroom, boom, boom, mushroom.
I'm going to make the same joke that I made once before.
Okay.
It's because I'm a fun guy, right?
Yeah, of course. I knew that was coming because obviously I'm sitting here thinking I knew it was coming, and I thought to myself, I don't know why I didn't think of it before, and I actually mentioned it to Kitty today on the phone because she was phoning, and we were chatting, and she listened to the first podcast with a bottle of wine, her and her lovely partner. And she had said, when's the next one? When's the next one? And I was like, it's in a fortnight, Kitty, calm down. And she said, like, of all the names you could call somebody, Mushroom.
I know.
And I said, I know, but I was thinking DJ Mushroom. Well, that got a rapturous round of applause, let me tell
DJ
you.
Close Cup.
No, it's just DJ Mushroom. Because I have never heard of another DJ Mushroom before. I don't know any other DJ Mushrooms.
And there will not be a DJ Mushroom. This is stop trying to make Mushroom happen. It's not going to happen.
DJ Mushroom. DJ
Anyway, back to the episode. So sorry, back to why we're actually here. So Girls Aloud, fabulous night. Did you notice that they did a couple of album tracks?
Yes.
And now, if there was ever a chance of ever proving the fans from the people were there for the nostalgia, there was the album tracks. They done 2 album tracks. I can't remember what the second one was called, but they done one called Girl Overboard.
Yeah.
Now, we were seated, as I mentioned already, and there was 4 of us who were there, and all 4 of us were up bopping to Girl Overboard. It was never a single, it was an album track, and we looked immediately around us, and I might have spotted about 3 other people standing, while, you know, in the seated section, they were standing dancing. It just shows you, like, there are a lot of people, as soon as that song come on, they all sat down and go on, like, what is
yeah,
clearly there for the hits,
they're
not true fans.
They were there for the classics. Jump, Promise, that's my favourite. And Sound of the Underground, because initially when the song comes on, everybody knows, and the tribute to Sarah Harding,
oh god,
wow,
yeah. That was very poignant, wasn't it?
Wow, her face, her voice. And you know what? It just embeds every single time that I think and I said to someone, this is a very short journey we're all on. Go and enjoy it.
I agree.
You know, and I can't believe in that anymore, you know. And when I was looking up at her beautiful face, and I just thought, wow.
Well, it's good to know that the concert was equally as fabulous on the Tuesday night. And once again, every gay in the land was out. I actually learned that some people got their tickets for free on the Tuesday night.
Oh.
Feel very hard done by this, by the way. Yes, apparently the people that were giving away tickets for the Tuesday night. Not to me, of course. More than happy to receive tickets for free if anybody would like to send me some.
Yeah, some freebies would be nice. They would be nice. But yeah, you know what? I don't think I would have enjoyed it as much going back a second night.
I to be honest with you, Tina, I would say, in my opinion, actually, the second night was better than the first night, only because, well, certainly for us, where we were seated right under a speaker, and we could actually hear everything. I don't know, maybe it's different for you guys standing because you'll get a wall of sound, but we were sort of sitting off to the side.
Yeah.
And the audio just wasn't great for us on the Monday night. Definitely a lot better on the Tuesday night. Not to mention we were super close. We were super close as well. But we had fun. Fun both nights, of course.
Excellent. So I want to listen. Here's something I've always wanted to ask you, right? Now, you know I look up to you because you teach me so much. And I often think, sometimes you ever get a question in your head and you think, I should have asked him that. Here we go.
Okay.
Ready? What are the things that inspire your creativity?
I don't know. That's a very difficult question. Creativity for me can come from inspiration from anywhere. I think the biggest thing for me personally is I like to look at a task in hand. And if I feel that I can simplify that task or elevate it, then that would be the inspiration. Let me give you an example. So before you and I agreed to start doing the G&T bingo, the crazy bingo shows that we've been doing, beforehand you would have been using just a small electronic bingo machine, and I mean it works well for its purpose, but there's things there's features in that you wouldn't get. So things like number recall, you wouldn't know what numbers were called out. Somebody would have had to have marked them off on a sheet of paper or whatever. So those are the kind of things where I go, okay, well, if if I was doing this show and that was me on stage, and if you had access to all of the skills that I have, what would I want? And that's kind of where then I sort of go off and start to come up with ideas and solutions to not necessarily problems that need to be solved, but solutions to make things better. I guess that's where I tend to find a lot of inspiration. Same question back to you.
Well, things that inspire my creativity come from the craziest, most simple, basic instance.
Okay.
So, music obviously being one thing that inspires me because I have the ability and the talent to pick up a routine and a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that inspires me is kindness. I think being kind leads to all of the beautiful inner feelings that you have: kindness, awareness, positivity. And music has always been the key to my creativity, where I love all kinds of music, right?
I'm the same.
Love my cheesy disco now, don't get me wrong.
Can't beat it.
Oh,
Can't beat it with a big stick.
listen, give me a bottle of Pink Gordon's Pink Gin, a bottle of tonic water.
Actually, there you mentioned gin. Let's cheers to that. Chin
Chin
chin.
chin. And a wee Steps album, and maybe Cher, bit of Britney,
Yes.
all the classics. That's my creativity. And the reason why music has always been the key to my soul, I don't think about what I can do and what I am capable of. I always think of sharing my stage.
Okay.
I get really creative when I have others around me, especially the younger kids. And I always just sit and go, oh, this would be great. Now, sometimes it can be a wee bit harsh when you mention a pop group or a certain superstar and they'll go, Tina, who's that?
Yeah. Well, actually, funny story. So, as you know, DJ Glenn, who I am,
Okay.
as you know, I used to DJ at a bar in Belfast. And as part of the show, they would sometimes get kids up to lip sync for drinks. And one time I put a song on, and it was Britney Spears, Oops, I Did It Again. And the two kids on stage both looked at me and went, I don't know what this song is. I could not fathom or believe that people have grown up in this world and have never heard of Oops, I Did It Again by Britney Spears.
Listen, I remember saying to the girls, I know, let's do a brand new opening. Let's do Motown. And if looks could have killed, they definitely would have, because I was, you don't know what Motown is? And they were like, no, what? Is it a place? I was like, oh my word. And I was actually just completely gobsmacked. And I thought, you know what? We're going to do Motown.
Yeah.
We will do Motown.
And of course, the girls that you speak of are Dragster Rich's family,
Yes.
Azura Pendergast and Pure,
Pure
Bent.
Bent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. And I just thought, you know what? It'd be good to teach them and bring that back, because, it's nice that there's audiences of all ages. And it's very important, I think, as a senior drag queen, to bring back nostalgia and songs with lyrics. And
well, the demographic, the majority of people that are coming to see these shows are people of a certain age who will actually enjoy that kind of music.
Oh,
unless, of course, you're in a bar, where it's hip and trendy, and you wouldn't get that demographic. But certainly at a lot of our shows that we've done, that our demographic is it varies, but you can be rest assured that if you put on a bit of Whitney or a bit of Britney, people are up boogieing to that, as opposed to perhaps maybe something that's come out, more recent.
Here's a quick fire question.
Go.
Whitney or Britney?
Oh, Britney for the nostalgia, because I grew up with her.
You can only have one.
Britney.
Get out.
You asked.
I did. I am devastated.
I think, and it is just a generation thing for me. I grew up listening to a lot of Britney's music. I wouldn't have listened to Whitney's music until maybe I was a bit older and going to bars. And of course, Whitney is a formidable talent. Britney maybe not so much, but just it's the music. I think I'm thinking nostalgically.
Well, I get that. Because Whitney was out in the 80s. She first came out in the 1980s, and I was an 80s chick.
Yeah.
Generation X coming at you.
Yeah.
And when Whitney came out, Oh my word. We so didn't appreciate that woman's vocals then. We just saw it was another pop singer.
Yeah.
And then as time went on, and I like Brittany. I really like her. Do you know what I mean? She's a perfect wee pop cheese queen.
Yeah.
You know, and she knew exactly what she was doing. She's a smart wee cookie. I'll give her a juice. I'll give her a juice. But Whitney over Brittany any day.
Miley Cyrus has released a new single,
Love her.
Psycho Killer. So it's actually a cover of the 1977 song by Talking Heads. So fast forward to 2024, and here we've got Miley's version, which is very synth pop, heavy. This follows her recent single Doctor, which I didn't know this until I actually did a bit of research on it, but I don't know if you've heard her new single Doctor. It didn't chart in the UK, didn't chart in the US either, didn't even hit top 40. Which I was really surprised about because she's normally reliable for dropping a banger. But like most pop stars over the year, she's undergone like a lot of transformations. She's had to change her aesthetic to sort of stay relevant. Has Tina ever had an era?
To be honest with you, no.
No?
Definitely. And I'll tell you why. The good thing about Tina is Tina was just came at the right time and has always had that real backstreet earthiness. A huge big dollop of backstreet earthiness where I did start off as a big curvy queen and then I became slim, toned, athletic. But I guess, you know, the aesthetic in Tina is is her mouth. You know what I mean? You'll never beat anybody who can tell a good story with perfect comic timing, a bit of banter, and no, I don't like vulgarity. It's unnecessary. You don't need it. Stop it. The odd wee one here and there when it is necessary, you know, that's okay. But as for, you know, I look at the likes of Madonna.
Yeah.
And she constantly has to keep reinventing and I get why.
Yeah.
You know, if you stay the same as you were in the 80s, nobody will remember who you are, you know. And I am certainly not comparing myself to Madge, believe you me. You know, I would never do that. But for me, I guess it's a bit of luck as well because, you know, gift of the gab, always, you know, always got a story to tell, always a bit of banter. Very excited every time I perform.
Yeah.
Give me a microphone, I'm fine.
Sip and share.
Okay. So this is the part of the show which is our sip and share. This is where you, our fabulous and glorious listeners, have written in a question for us. Of course, if you do want to get in touch, you can send us a voice note on WhatsApp or a message. You can hit us up on our Instagram and you can email us. You'll find all of the information in the description of this podcast episode. Also, while we're at it, why not just share the pod, send it to a friend, let them know that this is the pod to listen to.
And I hope everybody's aware that there is no certain time limit that you have to listen to a podcast. You can plan these podcast listenings. You can put your earpods in, do your housework on your way back from school after dropping the kids off, when you're doing your hoovering, when you're in the gym, if you're walking around the supermarket, or if you see somebody who you know you're going to bump into and you really don't want to speak to them and you've got your head down but your pods on. And it's a good excuse for to say, I never even seen you or heard you. I was listening till the G&T Sips and Giggles podcast.
Okay, this is a question from somebody that has asked to be anonymous. They messaged us on WhatsApp. And the question is, Dear Tina and Mushroom, clearly somebody that's listened to the first episode.
Yep.
What is the one thing that you wish straight people understood about being gay? So chuffed that we finally got a podcast. Love, 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 love.
I don't wish for anybody to think about anything other than their own happiness. I don't think anybody should be thinking about what they wish a gay person should think, see, hear, feel, or know. Because I certainly don't look at anybody else. It doesn't matter whether they're gay, straight, bi, non-binary, and think, I wish you knew this about me. I just wish everybody peace, happiness, love, and kindness. That's all. So, ladies and gentlemen, that draws to a gorgeous close another fabulous little podcast with myself, Tina Lakes Tantrum.
And me, Glenn.
We have had an absolute hoot here at the G&T Studios. As they say, Sips and Giggles. Good night. God bless. And we'll see you when you tune in next time. Chin chin.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at G&T Pod. Also, thank you to those people that took the time to write in a question. If you would like to write in a question or send us a voice note, you'll find the details in the description of this episode. And of course, if we haven't already asked enough of you, please subscribe and leave a review, but be kind. Much love, G&T.